Welcome to Transforming Life Kingdom Church. I'm Elder Rodney Robinson, bringing you a word from the Lord in this year of 2018, the year of our Lord. I believe it's incumbent upon us to prepare ourselves for what God has planned and designed for us to do as a body of believers. Today's passage is taken from 2 Kings chapter number 7. I'll read and you're hearing several of those verses and pull out the key verse as I believe the Lord will speak to us out of his word. Let's turn quickly to 2 Kings chapter number 7 and begin reading at verse number 1. Then Elisha said, Hear the word of the Lord, thus saith the Lord, tomorrow about this time shall a measure of fine flour be sold for a shekel, and 2 measures of barley for a shekel in the gate of Samaria. Then the Lord, on whose hand the king leaned, answered the man of God and said, Behold, if the Lord would make windows in heaven, might this thing be? And he said, Behold, thou shalt see it with thine eyes, but shalt not eat thereof. And there were 4 leprous men at the entering in of the gate, and they said one to another, Why sit we here until we die? If we say we will enter into the city, then the famine is in the city, and we shall die there. If we sit still here, we die also. Now therefore come and let us fall into the host of the Syrians. If they save us alive, we shall live. And if they kill us, we shall but die. And they rose up in the twilight to go into the camp of the Syrians. And when they were come to the uttermost part of the camp of Syria, behold, there was no man there. The Lord had made the host of the Syrians to hear a noise of chariots and a noise of horses, even a noise of a great host. And they said one to another, Lo, the king of Israel hath hired against us the kings of the Hittites and the kings of the Egyptians to come upon us. Key verse number 3. There were 4 leprous men at the entering in of the gate, and they said one to another, Why sit we here until we die? And the title is very simple. Why sit we here? In this season and in this time where there is so much happening, so many distractions, so many opportunities to take a back seat when God really wants us to take the front seat, we must ask ourselves, why sit we here? Why won't we go forward? Why won't we make a move in the direction of our future? And to get the greater context of this passage, one must understand what is happening here. The land is in famine. The land is up under attack. The land is in a place now where the folks are suffering immensely from a lack. In this season and in this time in 2018, there's a disparity between those that have and those that have not. There is seemingly a gap so wide that there's a great recognition of inequality, injustice, those things that we talk about from day to day. But just like in that time, there was a gap between having and having nothing at all. And so the people were suffering under this famine. There were 4 leprous men. So not only was there a situation of lack, there was a inequity in their very physical condition. These men were lepers, and any understanding in the Bible of lepers, these were the scourges of society. These were the marginalized people. These were the people that were excluded from society itself. And so they found themselves in famine, found themselves excluded, found themselves ostracized because of the condition not only of this nation, but also of their physical bodies. Their very presence was to be shunned and to be disregarded. And in a time today where people are shunned, disregarded, left out to hang out to dry, God is saying that you have a choice to make. Don't let your circumstance, don't let your condition keep you from moving forward. The Bible says these lepers sit and talk with themselves and they begin to say, look at our situation. If we stay here at this gate, we're going to die. There's a famine. We are lepers. We are scourged from the society. Secondly, if we go back, we're going to die because there's nothing but famine in the land. They said, if we go forward, at least we know there's an opportunity. At least we know there's a possibility that there could be a different outcome. If ever there was a time in our lives that we need to understand when we move forward, when we take the forward push, we try to put ourselves in the way where God can move in our lives, that is when the opportunity arises. These men said to themselves, if we simply go forward, there's one or two things that are going to happen. We are going to die. We're going to fall into the hands of the Syrians, and they're going to take us out. We already know if we go back or stay here, we're going to die. However, if we don't fall into their hands and die, there is a potential that they'll save us alive. And in this 2018, God is saying, if you take one step, if you move forward, there's a potential for you to succeed. There's a potential for you to go forward and to witness what God has for you. If you go back, you're going back to what you already know. If you stay where you are, you already know what the outcome is. It's only when you move forward, only when you take a step, only when you seek God and his opportunity that's available for you that you have the chance to see victory. And so on today, I ask you a very simple question. Why sit we here? Why do we wait? Why do we wonder when things are going to break for us? Why do we wonder and take polls and take inventory hoping that we're going to get a solution, when reality is if we make a move, if we make a step, God can do what no other power can do. Think about that man that sat at the pool of Bethesda. There he was, constantly seeing people healed, constantly seeing people delivered, constantly seeing people with a breakthrough at the troubling of the water. When Jesus comes to him, he says, why are you in this condition? What's going on with you? He says to Jesus, I have nobody to put me in the pool. Jesus says something very powerful to him. He doesn't try to go back and excuse the man. He doesn't try to say, oh, I can understand your plight and feel sorry and empathize with him. He says, do you want to be made whole? And the text, it says, wilt thou be made whole? In other words, it says, do you want to be healed? Do you want victory in your life? It is up to you. The ball is in your court. So I say to you today, don't sit there waiting. Make a move. The opportunity is there for you. Watch God do what no other power can do. God bless you on today. I hope that this word has encouraged you to move from where you are into your season of destiny. Be blessed, be encouraged, and meet me here once again for another installment on Transforming Life Kingdom Church. Be blessed.